Hello, hello, hello. Hey, friends. If you're here watching this replay, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Svava Brooks, and I am a trauma recovery coach. And you can learn more about my services on my website, svavabrooks.com. And I love to hang out here on YouTube and Periscope Tuesdays and Thursdays, where I support my fellow survivor thrivers on the journey after trauma, abuse, or neglect. So if you're here with me live today, please say hello. Please let me know that you're here so I can welcome you. Today, the topic of discussion is always, we welcome any comments, thoughts, feelings, struggles, if you're looking for support for your healing journey. But the topic today is this healing journey is not a straight line, right? It's not just one step up the ladder or down the journey, one stepping stone at a time. It's multi-layered and you can spin it in many different directions. Feels like a roller coaster, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. And if you want to jump in and join our conversation, we'd love to have you. So hello, Rob. I see you. Welcome, friend. Yes, EJ, the healing journey is a roller coaster. And so, Periscope friends, thanks for being here. If you'd like to join the YouTube chat, you can find the link to my channel in the Periscope profile. So, just giving you a heads up. And I'm going to do my best to navigate 2 streams today. How are we doing today? Nice to see you too, Rob. Lynn, I had tried to start earlier. I had tried to start earlier. Lynn was already texting me and I said, Lynn, I'm sorry, I have to restart. Yes, YouTube is playing games with me lately. I hit start, go live, and the wheel spins for a while. So then I have to reset and then it lets me. So don't know what's going on. Don't know what's going on. But hey, we made it. We're here. Not a fan of roller coasters, says Rob. Me neither. Anybody here fan of roller coasters? Hey, Lady Leo. So good you made it back, Lynn. Hey, Sue. How are you doing? That's right. YouTube is a roller coaster, right? And Periscope can be too, for sure. For sure. Oh, okay. We got 2 roller coaster lovers here because I think either people love them or hate them. Okay, Lynn says, I love roller coasters. Ferris wheels freak me out. Okay, you like roller coasters? Okay, I think we have more roller coaster likers here than not. So, all right. You used to, I too, Rob, I used to like roller coasters as well when I was younger, a little more wild. Now I like the Ferris wheel, right? Lynn, I go up and down slowly. I would like to feel like I'm in a little more control. Terrified of Ferris wheels. You guys are funny. That's interesting, isn't it? We're going to have to do a study. Being a sea on the sea. Being on the sea. I'm going to take that, or at the sea can be like a roller coaster. Not AC. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue. Hey, friend, welcome. So if we start with the check-in, my friends, how are we doing today? How are we feeling today? Do a little check-in. Scale 0 to 10. My life is like a roller coaster. I hear you right now. I hear you. And it feels like we're on a roller coaster right now. And yeah, I'm like, can I get off this ride right now? I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you. 7. Lady Leah says, I'm good today, thankfully. Sue, I like a Ferris wheel. Had a trip on the London Eye. That's awesome. That's something I want to do. Terrified of heights. So the thrill of the roller coaster and Ferris wheel is the exciting and terrifying part all at the same time. I get it. I get that part. I get it. I get it. So anybody else? We have tired. We have a level 7. We have some good one, like people feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good today too. I'm feeling pretty good today too. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Rachel. How are you, friend? I noticed you were a little quiet with us here on Tuesday, so I was thinking about you once we logged off. I was like, I wonder how Rachel is doing. That's right. We celebrate our friend Lady Leo. She got out there. She was being pampered by a friend today. Hey, Minnie. Hey, Minnie. So good to see you. EJ, I am confused. I hear you. I hear you. Sue is tired over 2 hours choir rehearsal tonight. That's amazing. I'm so excited that you have your online choir practices going on right now. What a treat. What a treat. Hey, friend. Feeling sad and overwhelmed. I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm sorry, my friend. But I'm glad you're here. And here you can come as you are. We are with you. And I was going to say, Rob was feeling tired today. So as a community, right? Some of us are hanging in there. Some of us are not doing so well. And this is how we balance each other out. See, this is the beauty about having a group. Some days I'm down, somebody else can lift me up, right? And then we take turns holding space for each other. Not that we can fix it or make it go away, but just being together. I'm sorry, Lynn. Possibly surgery on your arm. That's no fun. That's no fun. That's hard, especially right now. Especially right now. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Lady Leo. EJ says, my son has been pushing me away for years, and all of a sudden he's asking to hold my hand to help him feel safe and comforted and loved. Aww. Aww. I hear you. That is good. We talked about this a little bit, right? It said, you know, when there's changes in our worlds, in their worlds, we all regress a little bit. We all need a little extra comfort, right? Anytime I move, I pull out my little inner child, the picture of my 6-year-old self, especially, and I need to validate her and support her and check in with her. No, I'm not going to leave you behind. No, I won't leave you behind. No, we're going to be okay. This is going to be okay. What, Lynn? What comment with your cat walking across the keyboard? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. But I am happy that he's reaching out to you, right? I know with those teenagers, right? My 17-year-old, it's like sometimes they push away and then they come back, and then they push away and then they come back, and then they push away. And that's, I think, healthy. It is healthy. I hear you, EJ. I hear you. It is a challenge. Yes, I hear you. And again, for us as parents, and when we're survivors of trauma, right? It can stir those parts inside of us. So be gentle. Be gentle with yourself. So maybe, right, mothering though that part of you too that is freaked out, and just to remind that part, it's okay. I'm the mom. I'm the mom. You don't have to do this. You guys know me. I'm constantly talking to my body, my different parts, reminding them I'm the adult, I'm the parent, I'm the mom. Yep, not 100% sure all the time, but doing my best. And I got this. You don't have to. I got this. Cats are attracted to keyboards for some reason. Yes, maybe it's the click, click, click that they hear. But of course, if we're looking at it, they think this must be interesting. This must be something exciting. I better go check it out. So good to see everybody. They see it as a, there you go. That's right. Yep, absolutely. I even think my cats are going through some, because of whatever is going on, or I'm around way more than usual. Maybe not, but because lately Penny's been acting like a 4-year-old. And he's a little older than that, but cats just don't want to be ignored. Yep. They want your attention, but they don't want your attention. So it's that push and pull, right? And I don't know if there are any cats in the room, any lions, any Leos in this space who relate to the cat behavior. Not naming any names. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Sharon. Hey, friends. Good to see you. Hey, friend. Welcome. Glad you're here. Talking to myself in the grocery store. A lady was staring at me. Oh my goodness, Lynn, you are so funny. Gemini, says Sharon. That is so funny. Well, Sharon, I was just making fun of Lady Leo. Just because I can. Just because I can. So for my friends that are feeling the weight on their heart, or are feeling tired or sad right now, please be gentle with yourselves, my friend. Use your tools. Use your tools. Right? Whether it's tapping or giving yourself a really big hug, one hand on your shoulder, one under your arm, and give yourself a big squeeze. Let your body know, I'm here, I got you. I got you, we got this. So to my Periscope friends, I'm chatting with my friends on YouTube, but I'm glad you're here. Yes, this is live. But I got 2 streams going on. So if it looks like I'm talking to myself, it's because I'm actually talking to my friends. And you can find the link to the YouTube channel in my Periscope profile. But you're totally good to hang out here. How are you doing? Hey, Periscope people, says Lynn. EJ says he's going to be 21 in a couple months and just asked tonight if he could sit on my lap. I'm trying to figure out a way I can feel safe and be the mom he needs, yet the boundaries. Yep. Yep. Right? He can sit next to you. He's a little too big for the lap, but he can sit next to you. I'm in Portland, Oregon. Where are you? So good to connect with you all. I'm gonna turn over here and set up our conversation. Today. Like I mentioned, we are gonna talk about the fact that the healing journey after abuse and trauma and neglect is not a straight line, right? Unfortunately, we already covered this. It's more like a roller coaster ride, and certainly layers. So healing from trauma and abuse isn't a straight line. It's a circular, organic process. In my experience, it's made up of hundreds of little truths that we must absorb in order to move forward on your healing journey. It won't happen overnight. I'm sorry, I wish, right? You'll have to keep coming back to those truths and to absorb their message until they sink deeply into your heart and your soul. This is how you transform your life and rediscover your authentic self, right? Because very much that's what the healing journey is about, right? We took on identities, we took on beliefs, we took on some thoughts about ourselves, some filters about ourselves and the world, right? What happened? Most of us here in this place have stories of abuse or trauma in our childhood, and we are working our way through that, back to reclaiming our bodies, our spirits, our hearts, releasing one layer at a time, one lie at a time, right? The shame, those inner critical thoughts, those toxic beliefs that we carry around for such a long time in order to discover, who am I? And kind of like what you're going through, EJ, with your teenage son. I definitely see it in my teenage son, and I saw that in my girls when they were going through this, and I can still see it. I mean, they're just, one is in their early 20s and one is 27. And it's like going through, as we develop and mature, to assess through self-awareness, you know, what are some of the values that I want to keep? Who am I? What do I want to keep from what I learned from my caregivers or my childhood, and, you know, from my peers or my school, the influence, right? And then what am I keeping? What am I letting go of? And that's kind of what we're doing here too, as part of our healing journey. Thanks, friends. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. I'm so sorry. Sorry to hear. I'm very sorry to hear that. Glad you found a relief. Very glad to hear that. So the two questions I'm asking in our community today, and please feel free to share, jump in, your comments, thoughts. What truth do you have to keep coming back, that the truth that you have to keep coming back to because it's been the hardest for you to absorb? And what truth has made the biggest impact on your healing journey so far? So we have great sharing from our community members today. EJ, can I share your comments? Just let me know. But I was just thinking about this for myself, looking back, reflecting on my healing journey. I think it was the same one that I kept having to come back to, and the truth that made the biggest impact on my healing journey was that my body, right? That my body actually has everything that I need to heal and to restore. Everything. So because I was very disconnected from my body, I survived by leaving my body, staying out of my body, didn't like my body very much, right? So it was very hard for me to really become embodied again, to really absorb and really make that connection that in order to fully heal, I had to really come into this body. And that's been the longest and the hardest part. And I think the last, for me, I sometimes talk about the last frontier, so to speak, for my healing. And what truth has made the biggest impact on my healing journey so far, and that is like every time I revisit connecting with my body on a deeper level, it's profound. It's been really the impact has been huge. It's deepened so many other aspects of who I am, because I do think, we're multidimensional beings, but connecting to my body, deepened my my connection to source spirit. It's connecting to my body deepened my connection to to my faith, my spirituality, and connecting to my body and understanding how my body works. I had more access to all my feelings. Connecting to my body, I felt the source of my power. So connecting with my body and appreciating this body, I felt so much connection to everyone. And I feel personally, for me, connecting with my body is what led me to honor all beings. And as you guys know, right, my path has become a vegan, because when I saw, myself in all humans, I also started seeing myself in all beings. So that's my sharing for today. So let's see here. Scrolling down. Hey, Nancy. Oh my goodness, I just saw that you're here. Hey, friend, how are you? I was thinking about you a few days ago. How's it going? Yes, EJ, push-pull season. Yep, got it. Lynn, just because you have to marry someone as a kid, you can't divorce them it as an adult. Yep. Yes, you can. Let's see here. Okay, Elizabeth, a truth I keep coming back to is don't invest in people who don't invest in you. That's a good one, right? Healthy relationships are a partnership, exchange. It's safe to share openly, talk, and express your truth and your wants and your needs, right? And yeah, I don't know about you, but I spent such a long time chasing people for years, especially as a young woman. It's like, now will you love me? Now will you love me? Now will you love me? Ugh. Why bother about people who aren't bothered about you? Yep, got it. Lynn, hardest truth to deal with for me is that my mom was scared shitless of me. Wow. I hear you. I hear you, friend. I know it sounds like I'm talking to myself. I got my friends over here on YouTube as well. So thanks for pointing that out to me, that I look like a crazy person. So welcome. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for joining. And if you want to pop over to YouTube, you can find the link in my profile. But I'm glad you're here. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm reading the comments, so I'm glad you're here. Let's see here. Sharon. Well, first I want to say Lynn, right? That's a hard truth. Hard truth. And I can, right? It's interesting sometimes how people perceive us. And I can tell you that before I started my healing journey, I learned later that people were terrified of me because I was the ice queen, right? I had a very thick wall that people did not feel safe to approach or to talk or to reach out to me. I had no idea. Little did they know that I was scared shitless. So I was like, I'm gonna look like I got it all together over here, but I didn't know that it also scared people, that my wall actually was working, right? So once I was able to soften up, but it is hard when the people closest to us can't express that. And something that I learned is that the people that I want in my life, I make sure to have those heart to heart conversations with them about, if I do something to hurt you, please let me know, because I want to be able to fix it, right? If there's something going on that I'm not aware of, please, right? I want to know. I want this to be, right, a two-way relationship. So, but it's also something that's hard. It is still hard. So let's see here. Sharon, my biggest truth realization was no one is coming. No one will save me. I had to dig in and do it myself. I had to do the work. Yes, Sharon, that one is hard. Anybody else? Anybody else relate to that one? That certainly was my really painful realization a long ways back. But there were also good news there, because I was waiting for someone to rescue me, to help me, to fix me, to heal me. But once I realized no one is coming, right? Because the truth is, I was the only one who could heal me. I'm the only one who can make that change, right? Not fun or pretty. Threw a big tantrum about that, right? But it was painful, a painful realization. That painful realization was also coming from my inner child. But as an adult, I was like, okay, no one is coming. Actually, the one I was waiting for was me. So, hey, friend, I'm trying to read your name. Is it Carol? I'm sorry, my eyes can't read my Periscope text very well. Do you feel people are properly connected during the COVID? Well, I can tell you, my friend, we are doing the best we can. In our group, in our community, we are staying connected. Wouldn't you say, guys? We meet here twice a week, and at least once a week lately, more when I can, in our Facebook group. We meet, hang out. I hold the bucket for when we need to vent about, we're upset about the world right now. This is overwhelming. This is hard. But then we also dig deep. We definitely have real conversations right here. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm scrolling up. Lynn, I don't think she was physically afraid of me, but mentally, emotionally, she was terrified from the time I was small. I hear you. That's hard. That's hard. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down. Scrolling down. All right, well, I'm going back to our page to share some of the comments that have been shared here by you guys. So Lady Leo shared with us that her answers to the 2 questions. What truth do you have to keep coming back to? Because it's been the hardest one for you to absorb. And what truth has made the biggest impact on your healing journey so far? She says, the biggest truth for me would be that my body is not a cesspool, that it's a temple that I should cherish. The biggest truth that has made an impact for me is that I am worthy of being loved. Yes, my heart just started singing, Lady Leo, when I read that. You are worthy of being loved. Absolutely, my friend. Can we validate, Lady Leo, right? Who else can relate, right? These bodies that we have struggled with a lot because of what was done to it and what it went through, and without helpful caregivers or support people, we carry the shame and the sadness and the grief and the hurt, right? And very much out of that put together that maybe there was something wrong with us, that we weren't good. So yes, you are worthy. This beautiful body of yours, that where your, beautiful, generous, kind, sassy heart lives, absolutely is worthy. I was actually having a little heart to heart this morning with someone else about being worthy of taking 5 minutes per day to do something good for ourselves. Just 5 minutes. Set the alarm. 5 minutes. You're worthy of being loved and cared for, doing what feels good to you. But I know all too well myself, it's very hard to do in the beginning. Thank you, Lady Leo. Hey, friend, how are you doing? So Sue P shares with us today. She says, the truth that has made the biggest impact on my life is that I am not a bad person. As a child, I was never good enough for my parents. And that was reinforced at church by being constantly told that I was a sinner. That made me want to hide away, but I don't feel like that anymore. Yep, no more hiding. No more hiding. You're a poster girl now, Sue. Right? That's what Donna called it. All that singing, your picture out there. No more hiding. You are not bad. Bad things happened. Bad things happened, but it had nothing to do with you. It wasn't your fault. And you were not a sinner. Excuse me. Don't get me started. I'm sorry. She also goes on to say, yet it's taking a lot longer to know deep inside that I am worthy of love and to know myself loved. I'm still very much exploring what that means and what it feels like. Yes. Yes. Can you guys relate? Can you guys relate? Right? Feeling bad, struggle with feeling worthy of love. Right? Now I'm catching up on the notes. Yes, I have a hard time loving myself in hard times. I feel against myself a lot. I hear you, Rachel. I hear you. Right? Isn't it crazy how we do that? Right? When a friend comes to us and is feeling sad or down or low or struggling, what do we do? What do we do for our friends? That when we feel that way, ugh, we can be so horrible towards ourselves. So again, I'm the preacher of self-compassion. Preacher of self-compassion, Rachel. So if you can, my friend, right? Those 3 steps. Hey, friend, I'm so glad you're here. Right? Hand on your heart. Start with, okay, am I judging myself or am I being kind towards myself? Right, Sue? Right? The active practice of recognizing you're not bad. Right? Am I judging myself or am I being kind towards myself? And then to recognize this is a hard moment. This is a hard feeling. This is a hard thing that I'm going through, right? This is hard. These feelings are hard. I'm talking to my YouTube friends. I got Periscope and YouTube going, so hang in there. I'm glad you're here. And then the third step, to be in the present moment, right? Just come be into this moment, right here, right now, right? I see you. This feels hard. Just sitting with it, being with it. It helps. It helps. Be gentle with yourself. And thank you so much for sharing that, Sue. I celebrate you, my friend. I know the challenge. And again, it is that daily loving practice. Daily loving practice. Lynn, you're so funny. You are funny. Elizabeth, I love it when we are able to outgrow limiting programming. Yes. Yes. We have to remember that, my friend, right? That this meaning making machine, right? This meaning making machine that we live in, that likes, it prefers the autopilot. It prefers just to keep the head out of the way, keep the heart out of the way. I'm just going to run this body as efficiently as I know how. I don't need your help. Don't mess with this. So, yes. So, coming into this body, yes. Thank you, Nancy. Developing a rich, meaningful relationship with our inner child. Absolutely. Right? That it needs to become a primary relationship, my friends, right? Because there's so many unmet needs there. Those unmet needs, right, run all kinds of trouble into our adult lives if we don't find a way to connect with them. So EJ, I didn't catch the whole thing, but I hope everything's okay. I'm so glad you're here. You're welcome, Rachel. You're welcome, Sue. Yes, it is an ongoing. And like I said, I was on a call this morning with a client, and they were asking, how long is this gonna take? When am I gonna feel like I'm worthy of love? And I said, well, start with every day. It took us a long time to get here. It may take years before we actually believe it, before we actually feel it. But I think many of us are getting there sooner. We are, because as a collective, we are healing faster. And that's what humans do for each other, right? The mirror neurons, when more brains and more hearts believe, we send that energy out and more people are lifted up by it. That's what I believe. So, all right. Rob shared with us today. Rob says, I didn't see sharing on here, Rob, but I'm going to assume it's okay because you usually say so. He says, I've been really troubled by trusting myself and listening to my gut. My identity was too vague and ephemeral. I've actually been blown away by the love I have received and felt comfortable giving. Beautiful. Beautiful, my friend. I'm so glad you've been blown away because you are worthy of the love that you are receiving. And, right, the benefit of receiving is you then, maybe I can give some of this back. Maybe I can pay it forward. And understandably, trusting ourselves and listening to our guts doesn't come easy, right? When we've had to repress and avoid feeling our gut feeling. So it makes sense that we struggle with relating to that as we heal. Absolutely. So as we connect to our body, because the nervous system, the first part of our nervous system, that the gut feeling is the one that scans the environment, that's constantly scanning the environment. It's the part of our nervous system that's connected to our lizard brain, the first part of our brain that came online. It's the part we have no control over, right? That is constantly, am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? Am I safe? So when we've had to shut that down and disconnect from it, it takes time. Is that my brain or my inner critic? Or do I trust myself or do I trust what other people think or say? Right? And for so long, we put our trust here because we couldn't trust here. So slowly, as we learn to trust what we're experiencing here, that all starts to come back online. But again, it takes time. That's right. The head may know something, but the heart doesn't feel it. Yep. Yep. But our head often is just following the body. It's interpreting the signals from the body. And if the body is sending those signals, right? There's something wrong, there's something wrong, there's something wrong. And then this mind goes into the historical records. Last time we felt this way, what was going on? Right? Let's pull up some old thoughts, some old beliefs, some old experiences. This is what it is. And then, aha, We interact with the world. We take on how we've learned to interact with the world based on that. And so hence we repeat. We repeat, we repeat, repeat. And so to stop that process, and again, hence why the healing journey isn't linear, it's not a straight shoot, because we almost need to revisit those thoughts, those feelings, those beliefs a few times. Oh, wait a minute, there it is again. Yeah, I know that happened in the past, but I know it's not true anymore. Right? This time I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose right here, not based on the past. Right? Yes. So connecting. Yes, deja vu. There you go. Very much like, haven't I been here before? I've experienced this before. And we've talked about this, and I appreciate David Berceli, the creator of TRE. He talks about like how our biology is compulsive in recreating the scenario, right? The feeling, because it's trying to process and to release it. What was frozen in the body, it's trying to recreate it. There you go, Lynn. I've been there, got the t-shirt. Yep. Yep. So can we then, right, validate, Rob? We're with you, my friend. But I am so happy to hear you are starting to feel that, to feel love. That's your birthright. Yes. Yes. I'm excited for you, my friend. Exactly. Because you are worthy of it. So kind and generous and funny. Hey, Nancy, going on a road trip to Glacier Park for blissing in nature. Can't wait to hear about it. Can't wait to hear about it. The validation is great. Good. Good. Receive it, my friend. Take it in. Take it in. I'm scrolling through here. My goodness, you guys have been so busy texting. I can't go back through all of the texts, But the most important part, right, is to recognize that when we revisit something from the past, or the past rather comes to revisit us, it's like, oh no, not this again, right? Have I failed? Am I not good enough? Am I not healing? What am I doing wrong, right? Nope, you didn't do anything wrong. This is normal. This is normal. This is normal. You're doing great. You're doing great. How we heal is a natural, organic, authentic process. And the more you can do to honor your truth, right? Honor the timing of your journey, right? Speaking up for you and how you feel. And I know it can be terrifying, the thought of it. But when you slowly, even like that quiet voice you may be whispering, hey friend, welcome. Even if it starts very, very small, it's the most courageous thing you will do. Stand up for yourself. Speak your truth. Many of us have lots of layers, lots of buckets, lots of bags that are things that we are ready to let go, to release. All right, sweet friends. Yes, hey Kat, how are you doing, my friend? So glad you're here. So glad you're here. So for anybody that came in late, if you would like to share, like, what's your layer? What are you working on right now? We are glad to be here and to celebrate you and validate and encourage. Yes. I did pull a card for us. And I think it's good for today. So, all right, let me pause. Kat saying shame, old shame, releasing it. Yes, my friend, yes. Shame is a hard one. Shame is hard. You're doing a good job letting it go. That's right. It isn't yours. Let it go, let it go, let it go, right? Releasing it. Bring the light to it. Put it out there into the open. Right? Remember when we live in shame or carry around a lot of shame? Yes. Right? Then we are literally self-attacking. Our nervous system is self-attacking. We are pumping stress hormones into our nervous system. Our bodies feel like they've done something wrong. And I don't know about you, but this body grew up with that feeling, I've done something wrong. And so it's not good for this body to live in that constant stress being pumped in. I don't need to go fight a tiger, right? But that's what it feels like. Exactly, right? Most of us paid our dues, whatever they were, right? It's time, one layer at a time. One layer at a time. And sometimes shame comes to revisit because it likes to sustain. Shame needs shame to sustain itself, kind of like fear. And shame is a liar, a lot like fear, right? So when it comes to visit, it's like, no, no. But if it stays, find a safe person to share that with. We talked about that just a few days ago. So, but that's hard work, important work, Kat. I celebrate you, my friend. Well, thanks for being here with us, Lynn. Exactly, I bet, right? No, I get it. This isn't the first time releasing it, but my 17-year-old brought it up. Yep. Is it your 17-year-old self or your 17-year-old kid? Because we were talking about our inner kids earlier. And a lot of those inner parts are babies, your kid. But our inner kids can carry that. And our own kids, they also can sometimes bring those things to us. And I was going to say in neatly tied packages that not always fun or pretty, not easy. So good work, Kat, because that's the truth too. When we heal our shame, we are also freeing our kids. We're not passing it on. It stops here. It stops with you, right? Some of it, I don't even want to say, a lot of it was passed down to us. And we are standing up for generational trauma and abuse. So I am proud of all of you, all of us. This work is not for wusses, for sure. It stops here. That's right, Elizabeth. So let me add one more thing, because it just popped into my head. And again, this is why I say, right, that our willingness to heal is courage undercover. Because so many of us don't feel very courageous when we start our healing journey. But I was willing. Don't call me courageous. That's too big. But you guys, it takes guts to do what we're doing. So I'm proud of all of you. And the card we pull here today, one day, he, Rob, and she woke up and decided to be happy, right? Happy and celebrating that layer that you're working through, right? You may not have signed up for this journey, but you're here. And like we talked about, Sharon shared so beautifully, right? One day I realized no one was coming, but I'm still here and I'm still fighting, fighting for joy, for myself. Thanks, Minnie. And with that, we're going to wrap it up tonight, my friends. Thank you all so much for being here and sharing so courageously from the heart and from the, lovingly encourage and supporting each other. Yes, you are. So I will be back here next week on Tuesday. Until then, right? Do something this weekend that sparks joy, right? Something that brings you peace. We need to find calm and peace right now, especially in the middle of such uncertainty, so much hardship going on in the world. So we have to remember to count our blessings. And you, my friends, every single one of them, every single one of you, I count you as my blessings. So good night, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Be back here on Tuesday, same time, same place. Until then, have a good night.